Graffiti is considered deviant because it is different from the accepted standards of society. Deviance is also defined as acts or behaviors that violate social norms, including formally enacted rules as well as informal social norms. In this first picture, it is an example of a tag. Graffiti tags are characterized, according to Gregory J. Snyder, by their small spray can or marker appearance. Most tags are the artist's signature and are usually words or names, but can also be small drawings. This tag is written on a stop sign in the Bywater area and was written in a very public place in order for the artist to ensure everyone knows his or her name. According to the research done by Snyder, the arrow below the name is very commonly found in tags. This piece was taken in the same area as the stop sign and an example of the tag as well. It is simply a different style of lettering. These letters are more geometric compared to the rounded letters in the previous image. Much of the tags that were found in the Bywater were written on trash cans. This could be because the trash cans spend a lot of time on the street, which enables pedestrians, owners, drivers, and even officers to see them as they pass by the barrel. This tag was found on Dauphine Street and reads Naku. This is an example of bombing. According to Snyder, bombing is when graffiti artists simply write their name everywhere they can get their hands on, just to ensure that they're getting their name out there in the graffiti world. This tag was written across the entire curb. On this slide, the tag reads Omar. Omar bombed almost the entire Bywater. His name was absolutely everywhere, and his intention was achieved. Walking through the area, I began to recognize his name and started to look for it in various places throughout the city. This dumpster was also found on Dauphine Street and shows examples of various tags. Some of the tags were located throughout the entire Bywater, but by looking at this dumpster, you can see examples of what graffiti artists call beef. Beef is when artists fight for a spot for their work. On this side of the dumpster, you can clearly see the tag in yellow was written over many other tags. Usually there isn't much beef when it comes to tagging, which is why, aside from the yellow writing, none of the other tags overlap, which is a sign of respect. More intense beef comes into play when artists begin to cover up each other's pieces. This warehouse is located in the warehouse district. You can see the different shades of gray on the outside of the building. This is an example of citizens or property owners covering up graffiti. Many times, the covering up of graffiti actually looks worse than the graffiti itself.
I got a woman way over town that's good to me. Oh yeah.
This picture of a book could be considered a tag or a more complex throw-up. Throw-ups are characterized by a bubble letter style and dark outline. Many also have a two-tone stylistic appearance. This artwork is considered a masterpiece, or piece for short. This was found on the outside of an old record shop in downtown New Orleans. Pieces are characterized by their colorful, wild, and stylistic nature. This piece appears to be done on purpose, which means the owner of the store could have hired an artist to paint on his building. This was Snyder's argument, how graffiti leads to a better accepted role or job in society. This piece was found on an abandoned warehouse in the Bywater. It consisted of 3 different images on one wall. Each artwork was signed with a different name, meaning it could have been a crew's work. Crews are a group of graffiti artists that go out and tag or do pieces together. They also look out for each other in regards to beef with other crews. The image in the middle is of a rooster and is extremely detailed and colorful. Most pieces like this take multiple days to complete. The image on the far right was much more interesting. It appears to be a wallet that is feeding a mouth money. This could be a bash on capitalism, but there are many different interpretations for pieces and what the artist was trying to accomplish. And finally, my favorite part of the piece was found on the far left of the wall. It is a picture of a pelican flying out of what looks like to be an oil spill in an ocean. This could be from the terrible oil spill that happened on the Gulf Coast a few years ago, or it could be a symbol of resilience from Katrina, since the pelican is the state bird of Louisiana. On the right of the image is a characteristic image from Katrina, a symbol used to mark whether or not a piece of property had been searched, the date of the search, and how many victims were found.